Hey guys, I'm Karan Binani from MobiScrub and I'm going to quickly walk you through what it means to own the Galaxy Tab A and if it makes sense for you to own one too. To be honest, it's a mid-range tablet in the Android world and a very budget-friendly tablet that would pretty much sail you through most things you need a tablet for. It's 4G enabled, can make phone calls, 8-inch HD LCD display and a large 5000 mAh battery. Usually the case with mid-range devices is that it only comes with a charger and at most the ejection pin for the SIM card tray. So, definitely that's the first thing out of the box along with the quick start guide, which I doubt any one of us really cares about. Then you have a standard charger, which is actually standard. It's not a fast charger, which would have been nice actually, considering it's a 5000 mAh battery. And then you have the new and upcoming standard of USB type, which is Type-C, which is good, and that's pretty much it what you've got. Let's take the covers off and see how the Tab A really looks. And first impressions, it's really lightweight, very well balanced, and very comfortable to hold. And because it's a very convenient 8-inch display, I don't think holding it for too long is going to cause any fatigue in your hands. You have a nice metallic looking finish at the back, but the material is actually plastic. Nevertheless, it doesn't feel cheap, as other budget tablets really do feel at the end of the day. At the back you have an 8-megapixel camera with LED flash and autofocus and an f-stop of 1.9. Not really a camera that you can take great shots with, but just about okay. In the front you've got a 5-megapixel shooter that would suffice for any and all kind of video calls that you make. The display is an 8-inch LCD screen with a resolution of 800 by 1280 pixels, which means it's not full HD, but it is still HD and would hold up decently well for watching videos and reading. At the top you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack and a microphone, and at the bottom you've got a Type-C port, a microphone and the speaker grill. On the side you've got a SIM card tray to hold a nano SIM and a micro SD card, scalable to 256GB in storage. Before you set up the Tab A, you'd notice you get access to all the Samsung goodies like Samsung Cloud, which is its own cloud storage, Bixby Assistant, which is actually without the Bixby voice. You've got services like Find My Mobile, which would ensure that you always know where your tablet is, and Secure Folder feature, which lets you store important and confidential information or content that's only for your eyes. You've got Android 7.1.1 running on the Tab A with Samsung Experience version 8.5, which is basically what you find in the most recent flagship devices like the Note 8 and the S8. Even when you look at the preloaded apps, you'll see some similarities. All the new versions of Samsung Notes, Secure Folder, camera, pretty much the same as in the Samsung phones. Obviously, it comes loaded with the entire Google suite of applications and Microsoft Office apps, including apps like Skype and OneDrive, as you can see over here. The overall experience, given the device is new, is quite smooth. The screen animations and transitions are absolutely glitch-free and don't show any signs of lag whatsoever, despite the 2GB RAM, which is not as high as you'd really expect. The leftmost screen is Bixby, and again, it's just the readable version of the AI and not the talking version, which is Bixby Voice. Again, something just kept for the premium devices like the Note 8 and the S8. The Tab A is capable of calling as well as running 4G internet services without any hassles. Now the device is quite snappy, at least when it's shipped, and works surprisingly fast. After all, it is powered by a quad-core processor. The apps open quite fast, and you can see that the transitions are also pretty smooth. The LCD display is quite decent too. It's got ample brightness and colors look very natural on this screen. You can see that for yourself here in some of the high definition pictures that I downloaded. And even the sharpness, the detail that you can see in these pictures on this display is quite nice. Of course, a lot of this depends on the image that's there and how high definition that is, but even then on the display, the colors and the sharpness both are quite a hit. Now, in terms of user experience, you can see that it also works in landscape mode. So, you could pretty much keep it in any orientation that you'd like. Watching videos is well, that's what a tablet is meant for. Consume all of those videos, Netflix content, YouTube content, as much as you want. Now let's talk about the camera just a bit. You've got autofocus. The speed with which it takes pictures is also quite fast. You've got some filters that are inbuilt and very similar to what you see in the S8 and the Note 8 kind of phones. You've got a couple of modes that are pre-built, so continuous shot, HDR, night mode, sports mode. You've got all of those over here, but essentially that's not what tablets are usually meant for. They're meant for consuming content like reading books, reading news. If you're fond of Kindle, you can get that app. You can download a bunch of ebooks and you can continue to read those. My favorite is Flipboard. I also use Medium a lot. And yeah, just the fact it's so lightweight and small and handy, I really love using this. And of course, you've got gaming all the way, and you can see I'm playing Asphalt 8 without any lag no delay of any sort, and the graphics are, I told you, it's a 800 pixel wide display, which means it's rendering everything in 720p. It's not full HD, but I think, again, for given it's a mid-range device at an amazing price point, I think the graphics are pretty solid. And the last thing I want to talk about is that this comes loaded with kids mode, wherein you can pretty much ensure that your tablet is always safe, and the kind of content that is being consumed by your kids is also more educational and fun for them. And you don't accidentally open something that they don't want to see. So you've got a couple of games, a couple of handy tools like drawing, sketching. They can even operate the camera if they want, and it's a cute one that they've made. You can also enable certain apps that you want them to have access to, for example, calculator, Flipboard. I mean, obviously your kid is not using Flipboard, but you get the idea. You can set what you want, and the only way they can exit from here is if they know the code, and it's totally up to you whether you want them to know the code or not, but there is no other way that you could exit. So yeah, if you want to exit, just put in the code that you put and you're all set. So that's it about the Galaxy Tab A, guys. Hope you really enjoyed watching the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and hope you could give me a thumbs up for making this for you. And thank you. See you in the next one.